So yesterday, when we present to you what is new in DHIS2, we showed you different analytic tools, right? So we initially talked about data capture tools which are available, then we talked about analytic tools. So what we will try to do, we won't be using any slides. Let's take one use case from a HIV program, and together we will see how we can use the DHIS2 dashboards and the analytic tools to interpret and kind of help DHIS2 for conducting monitoring activities in the HIV program. So first of all, I will try to log into the systems. So I will use this analysis demo user, and the password is mentioned here. So I will use that and I will log into the system. Oops, right. Sorry about that. Let me, yeah, it should be okay now. Right. So what you're seeing here is the login page, or once you log into the DHIS2, you are seeing dashboards, right? So this is not just one dashboard, as you can see here, that we have many dashboards. So we have several dashboards here which are related to the HIV program. As you can see here, we have the HIV burden, then we have a particular dashboard for mainly targeting on HIV data monitoring at district level, then we have HIV facility, national, likewise. So the main dashboard, let's assume that we all are HIV coordinators at national level, right? So let's focus only on this particular dashboard for our demonstration, and let's see how we can use the different DHIS2 core applications in interpreting the data that is captured, and how we can use DHIS2 to support monitoring activities. Okay. So first of all, let's see what we have here. So we have a couple of different dashboard items. Most of them are charts, and we have a couple of tables available, and then of course a map, right? So one thing I want to do, because this will be my key dashboard that I'm using for monitoring and evaluation activities. So due to that, as you can see here, we have how many dashboards? At least more than 10, right? So in some instances, we may have 50 dashboards. So I want to make sure if this is a dashboard of real importance to me, that I want it to appear right at the top. So I can do that by clicking on this star button, right? So when I click here, Star Dashboard, you will see that it comes right at the top. So if you have many dashboard items that you start, those ones will be appearing at the beginning of this list of dashboards. Right. Okay. So let's see what kind of dashboard visualizations we have here. Right. So the first one that we have is the HIV cascade. Okay. Right. Now I told you I am a national level user, HIV coordinator, and if you observe these dashboard items, at which level in our organization hierarchy, or like if I am a country national level user, at which level are we seeing this data right now? What do you think? Is it at health facility level, or district level, or province level, or at national level? Okay, I heard an answer, national. Why do you say like that? We can see, for example, here, the data, I mean, it mentions at which level. So training land is an imaginary country, because what we are seeing here is not based on a real implementation, but this is a training DHIS2 instance that we have. So the name of the country for this training DHIS2 instance is, we call it training land. Okay, so you can see here the data that we are seeing in this dashboard as of now is from the national level. And we can see, for example, we can see some data about HIV test positives and people living with HIV, newborn antiretroviral therapy, and then we also see PLHIV, that is people living with HIV retained on ART last 12 months. Okay. So the first thing is, as a HIV coordinator, I would like to see, now I'm seeing data at national level, but the problem is I want to see some comparison. Like what is the distribution of different data at subnational? Can we see it now in this dashboard item? Yes or no? Not really, because we are only seeing at national level, right? So I would like to see how are we doing at one subnational level. So in your countries, it could be province or state level. So how we can do that? There is this option here we call add filter. So I click on this add filter, and then I have this different filters that I can apply. So I will click on unit. So I do that, and I will select the second level, which is animal region and food region. So in this training land country, the level 2, which in most of your countries it could be the state or the province, but we refer to them as region, animal and food region. So I click that, okay, and then I'm seeing something slightly different. Okay, let's only focus on this very first dashboard item, and you will see whatever that is appearing on green color is from animal region, and the things that are appearing on blue color is from the food region. Can you comment on something very obvious related to HIV test positive? That is this one. The test positivity, is it equal, or there is a huge difference between the two regions? What do you think? It's very obvious. There is a difference between the two regions. You can see like it's almost double, right? Is it something normal? Maybe, right? We don't know anything about the country. But what I would like to see, I want to know like, is this something normal or not? Who will be knowing whether it is something normal or not? So if we are having a HIV program, it is quite obvious that you will of course have people running the HIV program at facility level, but also at different subnational level, there must be coordinated, right? We can always ask from one of them whether this is normal or not. Okay, so let's look at something that I mentioned yesterday. So if I click on this three-dotted icon, you will see something called show details and interpretation. So I'm going to click on that. And what it will do is, it will open some description about this dashboard item. As you can see here, it will mention what this dashboard item is about. It is about HIV test positive rates and all that. And below that, you will see some area where people can start writing comments. Okay, so this is what I tried to highlight yesterday in the presentation. Here what I can do is now I can directly contact that regional level officer and ask whether it is normal or not. This is something similar to what you see on Facebook, right? So if you post a photo on Facebook and if people start liking and commenting, you will get alerts, right? So this is something similar, or you can think of YouTube for that matter. So what I'm going to do is, I know the person who's running that, or in charge of that area is having the username admin district. So I will start by typing admin, and then this is the username. So this is the guy, right? So I'm tagging him and I'm asking, I am seeing a big discrepancy of positive patients between the regions. Is that normal? Something like that, right? So I type that question and I can click on post interpretation, right? So I just click on this. So let's see what happens. So right now I'm logged in as an analysis demo user, and now I have asked a question from admin district, another user. Okay, so let's see what happens. So to see that, what I will do is I will try to I will again stop sharing here, and I will try to move on to a different. Okay, I will open a new Chrome page, and let me start sharing again so that others can see. Yeah, this one. Right, so I will log in as admin district user. I log into the instance, and the moment I log in, I'm seeing some messages here, right? So I will click on this message here and see what has happened. So here, there is a system message, and I click here, and it says, what? You were mentioned in the following interpretation. Admin district has mentioned that I'm seeing a big discrepancy. So whatever we have posted is coming up here as a message, right? So this is for the person to know. In addition, one more thing. In addition, this user will be seeing this as a email notification, right? So let me show you that as well. So I go here and open this, and you are seeing, sorry, okay, that's a different one. Yeah, and you are seeing here that this particular user has also got a notification in that person's email, right? So this is there so that it can really support, because the thing is, like, sometimes we don't log into the DHIS2 often, that DHIS2 instance that often. So to support that, we also have this notification where the users will get email notices about whatever the queries where they have been tapped. Is that clear? Right. So this is support. This is to support data collection. Okay. Let's move on. So if we scroll down a bit, you will be able to see here. So let's focus on this particular uh, table. I'm sorry you are not able to see it properly. Let me try to see whether I can zoom in. Oops. Sorry about that. Okay. Right. So you are seeing here, if I look at this particular column, so this is about ART performance. So you will see here a HIV ratio of new on ART to newly diagnosed. Let me remove this filter. So this filter is removed. And then if I go down, you will be able to see all the districts, right, listed here. So this is a dashboard item where you have a table. And of course, there is something very really nice. Is it just a plain table, or you're using something different? So it's something like a scorecard, right? You have different colors here. You have red and then yellow. So what this reflects is like this kind of highlights, right? So we call them legends. So what we have done is these values that you see here, we have categorized it into different legends, so that at a glance we'll be able to see what are the areas which are not performing so well. Okay. So one other issue that we have, if you only focus on this column, is that the data is not arranged in a particular order. So what we can quickly do, if our objective is to see from this table what are the districts which are having a low ratio of new on ART to newly diagnosed, what we can simply do is to click here, which is the column header, and you will see that the table is getting sorted in an ascending order based on the value that you have for that column. So what's the district which is having the lowest value? As you can see here, it's the Burn district. Yes, that's very obvious. All right. Okay, let me zoom out a bit. Right. Okay, so let's again look at what we see here. So this one is a map. Okay. So there are advantages of having visualizations in map format over the chart or a table. Right. So the main advantage is if we are familiar with the geography of a country, just by looking at it, we will be able to, like, because we know the country and context, we will be able to get a lot of insight about where the problem is, I mean, which geographic area, and we will also get to, back of our head, we will be able to work out what may be the reason for the type of visualization that we are seeing, right? But sometimes, as you can see here, so if we just try to analyze and understand like ART retention rates, do we see that there is a uniformity? Not really, right? We have some areas like the Sweet district, which is having around 93%, right? And there are some other areas where it is not so. Okay. The main challenge that we have here, we are not really able to see at a glance the different values. So to do that, what we can always do within the dashboard itself is we can click on view this as a chart. And the moment we do that, you will be able to see within the same visualization, now the same values we are seeing at as a chart. So we can clearly see the Sweet district here is the district which is having the best rate, right? So the advantage is in the DHIS2 dashboard itself, we have the possibility to swap between the visualizations. That is, like, you can view something as a table, map, or a chart. The same visualization that is there. All right. Okay. So now that we have seen some charts, let's dig a bit deeper into the table. let's focus on this particular table, which is on testing performance by sub-org units, right? So this is about how the tests have been carried out in different areas. Okay. So what I will try to do, I will try to not just stay inside the dashboard. I will click here and you will see this option, open in data visualizer. So if I click on open in data visualizer, what it will do is it will take us to the data visualizer app. So if you are familiar with DHIS2, you will know data visualizer app is where we configure the charts and the tables. Okay. So as you can see here, we have different configuration options. So we have the like the 3 dimensions and the other dimensions, and here we have some parameters to determine whether which comes as rows and columns. Okay, so one thing which I will try to do here at the moment, you will see that we are only having data for the 2 regions. Okay, let's try to do something different. So I will click on this organization unit. My objective is to identify the health facilities which are performing really low, which I cannot see at this visualization because it is only pertaining to the regions. So what I will do is I will click on the organization units and I will untick it, and I will go all the way down and select the facility level. Okay, and I click on update and let's see what happens. So I do that and this is what I am seeing. So it's a big long table, and what you are seeing here, if I zoom in a bit, like this data is coming from individual health facilities for the entire country, right? So it's a very long table. The problem now I have is, right, it's a long table and there are a lot of values, and I really can't, my brain can't really compare so many values that are spreading across so many different rows, all right? But one feature that we have in DHIS2 is we can apply a legend for the table as well, right? So that's very easy. So what I will do is I will click on options and I click legend, and then I will click here and I will use a predetermined legend that is already configured in the system, right? So I click on update here, and you will see the moment I do that, this particular table, which is HIV test positivity rate, right, is color coded. Okay, but still it's a very long table. Can you see? I can scroll down really long. So how can we kind of get an idea about what are the health facilities which are performing really low? We have already done. What can we do on a table? We can sort. How do we sort it? We can click on the column heading. So I'm going to do that. And the moment I do that, this is what I see, right? So I have a bunch of rows which are totally empty, and then we have the remaining which are having some values. So can you say something about these rows which are empty? Is that normal? Or, I mean, is this okay or something we need to be worried about? What do you think? Could it be normal? I mean, what could be the reasons why these rates or the statistics which are reported could be empty? What are the reasons? These are health facility data. This could be due to they are not entering data, or else it could be even 0 values, right? So how do we know, like, what's the reason behind this? Do you think it is 0 values or it's something else? Also try to focus on the first column, which is highlighting the name of the organization unit, right? Exactly. That's very good. So that's the reason. As you can see here, the other org units which are having values are mostly health centers, right? The ones where you have empty values are, all of them are hospitals. What does it say? Probably this particular data item that we are trying to collect is not something which is collected at hospital. It is something which is only collected at the health center, right? So that's the obvious idea that we are getting. But the good thing is now the values are sorted. We can always compare these values and get an idea what has gone wrong, right? Is that clear? So all this we were able to do just within DHIS2 analytic tools, and this is how DHIS2 is supporting a test review. Okay, given that we have around only 10-15 minutes left, let's go back to our table, our dashboard. So I'm going to click here, I have made some changes, right? So I don't want to save them for now, but of course you can save it. But because it's a demo instance, I'm not saving it, right? Okay, let's move on. Now let's focus on this particular visualization. So what do we see? So this is also related data. This one here, I'm zooming in a bit. Yeah, okay. So this is related to ratio of newborn ART to newly diagnosed and ART retention rate after 12 months and people living with HIV tested that are virologically suppressed and about viral load. So something now, the moment you see a visualization, just try to understand like where this is coming from. Training that, meaning this is again national level data, right? And then we see something new here, which is we have this line at 90%, right? So we call this one a target line. So we have configured this target in such a way. So we have set up a target already. So the target at national level for these indicators we have determined as 90%. So at this moment, can we see whether 90% is achieved or not? No, right? So none of these indicators are meeting that 90% target. That's how it is. But what we don't know as of now is like now this is a snapshot visualization we are getting for the entire last 12 months, right? And we are not really seeing month-wise variation. So what I'm interested in seeing as HIV coordinator is I want to see like, okay, I can see like in this snapshot, they have not achieved 90% for any of the indicators. I want to see whether it has been same across months, right? Were there any single month where they were able to meet 90%? How do I do that? Let's see how to do that. Of course, we can't do it here. What I will do, I will again open this in data visualize application like this, right? And when I do that, yes, this is the same visualization I saw before. So what I will do, I will sort this period to category so that x-axis will be categorized and I will move the organization unit to the filter because I don't want a disaggregation by different organization units and I will move this data as series, right? Right now it's a column chart, but I would rather like to see this as a line chart, right? So I did some modifications to the configuration, but it is not yet updated here. To do that, I will click on update, right? And this is what happened. What can you see? Were there any single month where we had, like the x-axis is the months here, right? These are the different months. Do we have any single month for any of these indicators? So the indicators are in different colors where they have met the 90% target? Not really, right? In DHIS2, we have another option where we can really, do something called trend line, because in this kind of line diagrams we have ups and downs, right? So when you have ups and downs, for us to get a particular idea about whether something is moving in a particular direction, we can use this tool called trend line. So I will apply this trend line and then I will hide all the raw data of indicators and just leave only the trends, right? So I do that and now I'll be able to see the different, I'm able to see the trends. Are they improving? Improving as in like, for example, for each of these indicators, are they moving towards a positive, close to 90? We have a kind of trend. For example, if I look at this particular indicator, we can see like it started a little bit, slightly low, and towards the end, it is kind of moving towards that direction. So it is somewhat heading towards 90, but it's not really there. Okay. So this again is, I'm just trying to highlight here some of the tools available in these visualizations for us to get an idea, even without visiting the facility or calling the people, just by analyzing the data which are already there. Okay. And I just want to show one more feature before I quickly move on to the dashboards, which is we always have this functionality to download this visualization. So if I click on download, I can select to download this as a PNG image or a PDF, and it will be downloaded. All right. Okay. Right. Let me go back to the initial dashboard, and I'm here, and I will scroll all the way down till I find that nice map. Okay. I think it's this one. All right. So this is the map of our imaginary training land island, right? So this is an imaginary island, of course, because we needed a base map. This island is really there, but it's some other island, but we call it training land for our training purposes, right? So in this training land, again, for us to get a better idea, let's try to open this map, the visualization in the maps application, right? So I do that. And this visualization is related to ARD retention rate last 12 months by user and sub-vocabulary. Okay, so this is what I am seeing. Now, one challenge we have, the moment I hover my mouse over each of these regions, I'll be able to get an idea about the different, the values reported, right? So you can see here, the Tweed district is reporting 93%, and here the insect district is 77%. But if I ask you the question, can you tell me, just by looking at this map, what's the district which is performing the lowest? So you can see the legend there, right? Okay, one challenge we have here, because we have like how many classes? Only 5 classes, right? So now when we have different districts with the same color, we always have to, like hover over and check the values. We can kind of avoid that. There are different ways. So what I can also try to do is to edit here and go to style. Right now, the legend I have applied is predefined. So I will deselect predefined and I will select automatic. And what I will try to do is to increase the number of classes, right? So the moment you try to increase the number of classes, that means, well, there is a high chance that I will be able to identify the different boxes or categories where we can place this different org units. Okay, so I increase it to 9 and I click on update. Can you tell me now? So this is the legend. So the lowest ones are in lightest color and the highest ones are in the darkest color. So what's the district which is performing worst? Can you at least see the color? Is it this one? No, because it's the darkest, right? This one. So it is a dog district, right? So you can clearly see it was a dog district that is performing not so good. But the problem here, again, now we are looking at district level data. Okay, not good enough. I want to see, because the thing is, this district level data is kind of average of all the health facilities reporting in that district. So what I want to do is to identify what is the, is there only one, or like more than one facilities which are really leading for the entire district to perform so low. So how I can do that? I can right click on this dog district and I have this option, drill down one level. Okay, so I click on drill down one level and here we go. We are able to see the performance of different facilities in the, like you can see clearly, even though this district as a whole is not performing bad, you have this one facility which is Bulldog Health Center, which is reporting 65.16, right? So the culprit, of course, is this one, which is the Dingo Health Center. Based on the classes that we have defined, you can see the lightest color is this one. So within the district, we can see that different health facilities are, of course, reporting different values, right? So all this we can just do by using DHIS2 even without giving a single call to the health facility. Clear? Okay. I will try to conclude because it's already 4:15 by showing one more thing, where like it's we can click on download button. So even these maps we can download. But what we need to also keep in mind is for the maps, we need to kind of zoom in and adjust the visualization, because whatever we are seeing in this area is what is going to get downloaded, right? So I can click on download and also now we see this north arrow, so I can decide where it's going to appear. So I click here, the north is coming towards the left top corner, and if I click here, it will be right lower. So I prefer to keep it here and I click on download. And the moment I do that, you will see that the map is getting downloaded. Of course, there's a small bug here. So the rich text is not appearing because ideally some of these headers should be in bold. So this will be fixed in the upcoming version, so the patch releases. But what I wanted to highlight, you can download these maps as well, right? All right. So what we did, an hour or so in this limited time is to show the core DHIS2 analytic application. So the main one, of course, where we land initially is the dashboard, right? So I have highlighted how we can, like configure where our most favorite dashboards are appearing, right? And also I have showed you some very important feature, which is called filters, which really helps us drill down, right? As well as longitudinally go back in time and see different visualizations, right? And then we went through different the visualization items, dashboard items which are there in the dashboard, and kind of try to interpret how we can relate the data, and if requires, to open in analytics applications and do drilling down, applying colors, and many other things. Right? So just wanted to highlight some of the features available in DHIS2 core applications, which are out of the box in DHIS2 whenever you use. Right? So what you need to do at country level, even though these applications are there, people will not use it because it's complicated, meaning like you need to do something called data use trainings, right? So what we try to do in data use trainings is to identify some use cases just like this and interpret people, show people how they can use this DHIS2 tools and apply them for their routine activity, right? So this is something that we need to do. Right. Are there any immediate questions from these dashboards? If not, we can move on to the next session, which is on customer. Yes. Yes.
Thank you. That's one quick question. I'm from house. I do begin and most of the time I feel like I would like to have the function prediction the performance, for example, if the country already implemented optimization up to first quarter or 6 months, and then we would like to predict from to the end of the year. Is there any function of detail which is going to do that?
Right. Good question. So the question is around like in our health program. So he took the example of immunization program, where the DHIS2 has any functionality to do some kind of prediction, right? So this is a common requirement that we have in all different programs. So the answer is, I can explain it a bit. So the thing is DHIS. So if I mean like what do we mean by prediction? So for example, there has to be a formula or a mathematical way of like predict. So if that mathematical way is quite simple, for example, like taking one value forward and then multiplying something like that, we have a functionality between DHIS to aggregate it called in predictor. We can use it to kind of generate some values based on some past aggregate values. That is possible, but it's at a very basic level. But we see increasing requirements from countries where, for example, in climate health and all that, where you need to do some advanced predictions based on different data coming and you have some statistical modeling like that. That kind of things are not really supported out of the box in DHIS. So the approaches you have, one approach, very simple, is to get the data out of DHIS2. If it is one-time prediction, you can download the data and then use another application and then import it back to DHIS2. So that's one approach. The other one is if you can build some small tool, right? There are different backend tools and all which developers can develop. It's possible where you can connect it with the DHIS2 and push data back into DHIS2. So what we do, we have the raw data in DHIS2 and we push it back to that external application, and then that application does the prediction and move it back to the DHIS2. So those are the options available. We'll take one more question and then
yes, we already use this function on our system, and we have the one question because right now we don't see the mechanism can change the region. For example, right now you show in the percentage, but when we show the data by the total number, international level is the now level is the same. So the region is not the cannot change by the each level when we use. You can come back in the maybe bring up one level first before I answer you.
let me close this. Yeah.
Yes.
So you,
Yes. Enough. Okay. So you close the download back first.
all right, okay, exit.
Yes.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
sorry, yeah.
So you can see the lesion by the percentage. It's okay for the O level, but when we cannot see the percentage, we have the total number, and the next we can define the maybe the file level, and the number is the cannot change when we go down in the district or commune level.
So
Yes,
this is
the number is the same for the breeding.
you have it in your instance. Okay, are you able to show us? I didn't because okay. One other thing because you are seeing only half of it because I started from the particular district and now I'm going right. So the district that is a part of that region that's why I'm only seeing this half of the map, right? So but I think your question is different. What you're saying is
My question is, you can see when the system automatic with the data, you can see the color is good, but not match with the maybe the requirement we want. For example, we want to input data for the each level and so on the map, not automatic in the system real time. In the system right now, the lesion is automatic. We want to separate and input data for each level. Yes, separate data input in the each level.
if I understand your question correctly, so right now what you're saying is this is kind of aggregated based on the data that is captured at different levels and it goes up, right, automatically. But you want to enter data separately at different region levels in addition. Is that different? Okay, there are ways of doing that, but then we probably need to understand the requirement a bit more. Why you are doing like that when things are automatically aggregating? So maybe we can discuss that separately and address that. Is that fine? Because I think it's a very specific use case. Yeah, right. Okay. All right. So given that, yeah, we have another like 40 minutes more. So let me invite the HISP Vietnam team to start the next session, which is on custom applications. So what you have seen so far are the native DHIS2 core applications. So now what we are trying to do, because as some of you highlighted, we have some limitations, right, in DHIS2 core applications. So what we can always do, we can create some extensions and custom applications to address that. And we are going to see some of the examples or some solutions the HISP Vietnam team has done to address these issues. So over to you, Jung and Leah.
Thank you, Kamut, for very useful demonstration and presentation. So in the next session, we will be focusing on the showcasing of some of our customers and extensions that we made for some more complex visualizations. Okay, and over to you, Mia. Hello, hello, share screen, share screen. Okay, share screen.
Can you share the screen?
Okay.
The slideshow mode.
Slideshow.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Okay. Okay, everyone. Today we're talking about the visualization tool that's using that's made by using custom app and extension instead of using DHIS2 default DHIS2 visualizer tool. Okay. First, why the first question is why we need to use the visualization tool extension.
because these tools are designed to solve the very specific requirement. In many cases, default visualization tool may not be enough to fully meet the need of complex data analysis. Next is what major advantage of visualization tool extension is the support for the broader range of the multiple type of chart that default tool often. I'm not on say only often lack flexibility in handling some of these visualization. Like example, sometimes I want to use the partition chart or the bubble chart, uh, and the visualization tool extension allow us to present data in way that better interpret content, leading more insightful decision making. And another important aspect is the improved user interface and experience. A smooth, user-friendly interface ensure that user can easily navigate the tool, making data visualization more accessible and data consuming. The overall user experience will greatly enhance by that, and people can easy to analyze the data. And lastly is about the performance improvements as a key feature for the visualization tool extension, because it will be optimized for us to using for the very large data request. And here is the list of the app visualizer tool extension that have been made by HISP Vietnam from until now. First is about the public dashboard that's already implemented and applied in Laos. The second one is customized dashboard, and then the customized dashboard widget to this one already applied to Laos and also the Vietnam project. And next one is we are developing the iReport, and finally is coming soon will be superset integrated with the ClickHouse. Okay, first I will talk about the public dashboard. So this public dashboard is the story behind of that design for the high-level decision maker at the Ministry of Health in Laos. It's provide like almost real-time data from multiple instances. So with minimal interaction required, and can easily accessible from PC, tablet, and mobile. And it provides the timely insight without the need of login or don't need to have many complicated steps for selection. And here you can see the symbol description how symbol chart how to the public dashboard working. So normally we will have the two part of the public dashboard. First, we will have the front end layout to show the on the chart on the map, and in the middle we will have the script, the middleware to run it every day, every week, or every month. That depends on us. You can schedule that to get on the necessary data from multiple instances and calculate it and put it in the middleware in one data warehouse, and then the front end can use that data to show. So the good thing about that is we don't need to log into their tool and we can still see the data, but it can guarantee that we will not leak any username or password of the tool. And also we changing the format of the data also. So if people look at that, they maybe could not know that where it came from, D2 or another program. And next is the customized dashboard app. So this one is the internal app of DA2 that we create. The reason we create this one because in Vietnam project, they give us like the many page of the predefined dashboard, and they want to make the same adapt with many like complicated requirement, like changing the unit, but also changing the type of column and add color, or need to make like very, like need to add more like the Iceland or something. So that's why we create one that's app inside, so we can handle that requirement. And for this app, so we support more visualization chat, uh, and also support the download, and also we can improve the performance by ourselves. So this is a image of some customized dashboard that we already made. And next is about the customized dashboard widget. So this one is very simple. It just is we just make the develop the widget that can add into the default dashboard of the HISP2, like the chart, map, and table that Bangmot demo in the previous session. Why we did this one? Because sometimes they want to use the default HISP2 dashboard, but some type of widget could not handle the requirement. So that's why we create the custom widget, so people can add to custom default HISP2 dashboard and use easily. This is one example for the customized dashboard widget. Okay, and finally is about the iReport. Truly, this is a very new app that we create to, like, we will replace to use instead of using the default standard report app. Why we using this one instead of standard report app? Because I will tell you a story about when I using the report app, and I enable the function that I can allow the report app can allow me to use the org unit and period. And every time I want to change the org unit and period, I need to go back to report app, and it show the list, and I need to search that report again and using the org unit and period again every time. So that's why the iReport can handle that. It can be, you can choose the org unit and period inside the report, and also it's built in the download module, print module, and also it can group the report by grouping. Example, I can have the group of SAB report, of TB report, or malaria report, instead of showing everything on the list of report currently. And this is some image about the iReport that we already made for Vietnam. Okay, so now I will show a little bit about real case showcase we already made. First, I want to show about the public dashboard of the Lao for now. So you can see if we access the dashboard, it will automatically log using the data show here, and we can change the language. And we have the, like this one, if we define the home page based on that. But let me open one dashboard. And you can see we can get the data without login, and it's very flexible design, and you can click on one dashboard to open it big, or you can allow to download the image. Yeah. And it have many type of chart also. Yeah, and pretty flexible. Okay. And next is I want to show the internal app of the dashboard. So this is instant in Vietnam, and you can see I'm setting every time user login, they can open the customer app instead of using the default dashboard app. And inside that app, we have many functions, like we can
choose the period, the unit and period inside the dashboard, and we can also get the individual unit, the period for each dashboard also. It will not affect the other dashboard, and we can also like add more like hiding some column inside the widget. And we can also like if you click on one row in the table, we can open another dashboard to show more detail about the disease or something. For this one, if you want to install, for now is the we need to be with and give it to you.
It's not available.
It's not available on custom. And this one is very specific. So if you want to use this one, you need to give us all the requirement on the page you need, and we will develop one app and then send to you to deploy today too. Okay, okay, that is a public dashboard. The next one is about the dashboard widget. So you can see here, this is a custom dashboard widget I'm adding to the default dashboard of DHIS2. When you click it and you want to add it in, this will be present as the app here. When you install, it will show here, and you can select to add into the DHIS2 dashboard. Okay. And, and you can see this widget is very like complex widget with many table and all the information of the report. Yeah. Okay. So next I want to show the about the I report. So as you can see here, this is a normal interface of the I report. On the left hand side is the group of the name, the group of the report. So we can select it and it will show all the report belong to this group. And we can click on this, and inside of each report, we can select the unit. We can select the period. Yeah. And we can also print it and export as Excel. And one more thing, if you want to send this report to other people, you just need to copy the URL like this, and you send to another people with the same role and same group as your user, and it will automatically open exactly that report and with that period. And you can also change the period here also to run the report without open that is. Here we are here allowed to export by Excel, and we can print it. But I have one more example of Vietnam that we can also allow to export the report by Word also. Yeah, we have many ways to export the data. So that is hello. Hello. Okay. So that is one of the app that we already met because the lack of time, so I just have to showcase about that one. If you have any question or you want to, you can ask now. But if you need contact me to have more information about one of these applications and how to apply to your country project, you can contact to HISP Vietnam and we can help you to apply all of these. Yeah.
You are not muted, right? Because we are connecting the.
So for the reports, right? So suppose I made specific selections for specific regions or provinces and whatnot. Is the content of the report automatically generated? And how would you configure that? So do you make a template and then it just fills in the data? How does that work?
Yeah, for the dashboard, right? Or for the report.
For the text part of the report.
This one,
Yeah.
This one is static.
Okay, so you have to still
that's a
write it
template.
yourself.
Yeah, that's a template.
You still have to write it. Okay.
Just a few part of the report is static. It's like because we have some description, but for the numbers, it's like there we have the number of dengue cases weekly, dengue cases, and the number be shown here will be based on the selected area, the selected situation you need. Yeah, there's some just part of this report description we fixed, but the chart you can see there, the numbers, those are actual data
Right.
from the DHIS2.
So at least the charts and the visualizations on the report are automatically filtered, but you'd have to manually edit the text if you wanted to add annotations.
When you download, because the whole point is we put there some description and then you can download this bulletin and
Right.
into the Word file and then you can edit that one.
Oh, so the descriptions themselves are dynamic.
Yes.
They change. Okay, that's what I was saying.
You cannot change this on the report. You can only
Once you
change
download
this when you download
as the Word document, and then you can add your own stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So I think you will continue with the subset.
Okay, we don't have. Okay, let us move on to the next session. So this is very new, which is I want to introduce about the superset and the click house upcoming. So why I put upcoming up there? So because this one is still experimental. We are still researching this one. Okay, but we have the potentials of these technology and how it come together to help the data visualization on DHIS2. Okay, I will first I will talk about the superset and the click count. The superset. So this one is the data visualization tool. So as we all know, there are multiple data visualization tools out there like Tableau or Power BI. So superset is one of them. So the one thing different from the superset and the other data visualization tools is superset is online, so everyone can access it, and the superset can also be embedded to the data too. Okay, and one thing different is open source and free. We don't have to pay anything for this one. So and there are a few more reasons. It's like, of course, it supports more type of chart than the default visualization we see on the DHIS2. And it has very good performance and can be embedded to default DHIS2 dashboard. Okay, and it can be like the public dashboard also. Yeah. So For the implementation of this one, there are some challenges. The first thing is this one is a little bit complicated, so that's not for everyone. But if we know how to use it, that will be very useful. Okay, and you need to understand the core DHIS2 is the backend and the data model of the DHIS2 to use this one, because the superset will connect directly to the DHIS2 database, and the superset can connect to ClickHouse. I will talk about the ClickHouse later. So, and then one of the challenges you need the understanding of the database. So you need to know how to write a query SQL. So that is a bit technical. So if you have the capacity for this one, that would be very good. Okay, let me move on to the next one with the ClickHouse. So ClickHouse is a very high performance database. So as we all know, DHIS2 currently we use the Postgres SQL, but it's not very good for us to query millions of data, millions of records. So we have a bit of performance issue during our implementation. It's like one of our database project, which is non-communicable disease. We have more than around 15 or 20 millions of records. So it's take a lot of time for us whenever we run the program indicator. Like something like we have the cumulative patients from the beginning of time until now. Yeah. So ClickHouse is another database. So from DHIS2 data, we can copy all the data from DHIS2 and put it in ClickHouse, and we do the analytics there. So we can calculate and see data from there. We are not running the data analysis in DHIS2. Yeah, and the superset can connect to this database also. So in the case that we have a lot of data, using ClickHouse, we will improve a lot about the performance. In case you have the DHIS2 instance, which contain like million of records. Okay. So this is the very simple diagram on how the superset ClickHouse will work. So in the center we have a superset there. On my left-hand side, there is this DHIS2 instance. So in DHIS2 we have two parts. First part is the database, and the second part is the UI. So for the superset, it can connect directly to the DHIS2 database, and we will do the visualization based on the DHIS2 database. So that's why I told that one of the challenges is you need to understand the analytic data model of DHIS2. So that's the first direction from superset to DHIS2 database. And then we have another direction is like on the top. From DHIS2 database, we can have an automatic script which will copy and simplify the data from DHIS2 and copy to ClickHouse. Yeah, because ClickHouse is a very high performance database, very good for the analysis of millions of records. So like every day or every week, we will copy data from DHIS2 to ClickHouse and put it there. And then in the center, the superset will connect to that database too. And superset will be used to analyze the data on the ClickHouse database. So in summary, from superset, we can analyze the data directly from DHIS2, or we can copy the data from DHIS2 to high performance database, ClickHouse, and superset will connect to that, analyze the data. Okay, and then when we have done with the visualizations, the superset visualization and dashboard can be embedded to DHIS2 UI. I will show a screenshot later. And then superset can also be on a dedicated portal. It's like the public dashboard that everyone can access. It's public without a credential, without a username password, or we can do like people need the username and password, and they have need some authorities for part of the dashboard. That we can set it up based on our user role. Yeah. On the next one, this is an example of the ClickHouse. The superset dashboard be embedded to the HIS2. This one is created by the BAO system. Yeah, and see on the top we have the bar. We have the default HIS2 dashboard, but on the below we have that's the superset dashboard. So it looks very different from. You can see the chart. Those are different from the default visualization tool of the HIS2. Okay. And I will move to the next one. In here, we have some useful links. So like the first one that is the public dashboard. That's here, my colleague did the demo before. So the second one is the documentation of the public dashboard. So for this one, we have published the code online, so everyone can download and use and contribute with the document, with the proper documentation. And then the documentation and the code for iReport will be available soon. It's not there yet, but we will put it up anytime soon. And the next one will be the app platform from the DHIS2 core team that we use this one to create a DHIS2 app, including the customized dashboard widget. And the next one will be the URL to the set. Next one is the ClickHouse, and next one is the DHIS2 analytics platform. So the DHIS2 analytics platform is created by BAO system. They are using the superset and the ClickHouse. So they provide some services that you can see. And the last one is also the presentation of the analytics platform by BAO system. Okay. And this presentation will be uploaded to the material. Yeah, and all see and access the URL. Okay, let me move to the next one, the demo of the superset. So we have one superset instance up directly on the address ap.hdhi2.hr. So this is a superset for this one. For this instance of superset, it will connect directly to the DHIS2. Okay, I am not connected to another database like ClickHouse. For this demo, I will connect this superset directly to the DHIS2 database. Okay, first I need the username, the password. Okay, sign in. Okay, in this superset instance, I have created one dashboard called demo cloud dashboard. So this superset is connected to the cloud dashboard, the HMIS. So I will click on this dashboard. So you will see this is the dashboard with the different type of different charts, different graphs. So the first one is this is the partition chart type, which is not available in default visualization tool. Okay, and scroll down. We have this one, scatter plot. It is just available in DHIS2 scene version
2.41.
2.41. Thank you very much. Okay, the next one we have the top diseases chart, which is the very hot disease, the disease that have a lot of cases. This one. So, and this stuff is not available in the DHIS2 too. Okay, I will scroll down it. Here we have one example of the calendar heat map chart. So it's like the distribution of cases on daily basis. Yeah. And two more example of the maps. The first one is the dengue cases heat map, and the next one is the diarrhea heat map. So, and these heat maps are not available in the textbook, but we can do it with superset. Sorry. Yeah, the last one is a very simple table. Okay, then how could I create this dashboard? First, we will need the need to log in with admin user. Okay, so from the superset, you will have the database connection. So here is where we connect the superset to the DHIS2 database. So I will click here. So currently my superset instance is connecting to 3 DHIS2 databases, which are running on the same server. It's like Sierra Leone demo, the Lao HMS version demo. So first we need to have the database connection. Yeah. Once we have the database connection, we need to have the data set. The data set is the part of the database that we want to check the data out from. It's like I will try to create a data set. First, I need to select the database. So we have 3 databases connected. So I'll do that. Let's check the schema. So in here we have a list of the table. So for everyone who ever worked with a database will understand this one. These are the different tables in the databases. And scroll down, we will see the tables which start with analytics. These are the actual data table, actual analytics data table from DHIS2. Yeah. So for example, if I want to connect, I want to get data from field program, we select this one, and then we will have the data set. So we have the database connection, we have the data set. Next, we need to create a chart. So on the top here, we can create the chart. Here, the plus button, I will click. Sorry?
Tracker. If it is a tracker use case, how to do it? Your question is like, if it is a tracker use case, how to do it, right? Yeah.
So if it's a tracker, we can.
Still it's aggregate.
Yeah, first we did.
You must do that a separate point of start.
Still we can aggregate using program indicators and create. So, I mean, even if it is tracker, right, you want to see aggregates in the dashboards, right? So supposing if we track individual patients, but still in the dashboards that what we will be generating, the analytics will be based on individual, like how many patients, things like that. So we already have in DHIS2 concepts like program indicators and all. So we have methods in creating. So you want to. So still it will be aggregate dashboards. So yeah.
Always it will be aggregate, huh? It will be aggregate.
Because I think right now what we are looking at are aggregate dashboards, right? So dashboards that we want to generate, I mean, just like the dashboards that we have in DHIS2 when we log in, right? So if your specific question is on like individual, so for example, chart based on individual patient will be based like longitudinal data, like growth charts, where we have height and weight. So that's like one person, different values. Do we have such function here? No?
Okay, I don't know, because as I mentioned, this is still experimental. But I think for the tracker use case, we can do like that. But with this one will be better with the aggregated data. Okay. So I hope that.
The output it should be a table. The output will be a table, not a chart.
Oh, he wants to show a table, not a chart.
table. Maybe there is no option for table here. I can see only chart here. I don't see the raw data.
This is the raw table.
Okay, how did you do the connection?
Yes. So first we need to create the database connection, as I showed before. Like here, first we have the database connection with the one of our development instance, which is cloud instance, and then we need to create the dataset. So this is very a little bit confused with the dataset in DHIS2, but in superset, dataset is the data that we want to analyze the data from. So that can be
couple of tables.
Yes,
in key space we have program, right? How we
Yes.
connect to the program.
Yes. And here, first we need to select the database schema.
Question is like, because I think you want to connect to events table.
Yes. So in here we need to connect it to connect the dataset to the events table, which is analytic underscore event underscore the program ID is here. So for this one, we need a bit of understanding on the DHIS2 database.
Yeah, you can proceed.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on. Okay, create the chart. First, for the chart, we need to select the data set. Okay, this one, I select this one. And in here, you can create, you can see a lot of types of charts which are supported by superset. In here, so we have like the number, the map, chart. Yeah, that's great. So I will select first and select the chart type, create new. And from here, we will select, yeah, that's our total number of cases, then create the chart. Yeah, so we have the number now, then we click on save, name chart. Hello. And we add it to the dashboard that we created before. Save. And then we go back to the dashboard. Here, scroll down. Then we have the hello widget with a number in it. So for this, that is a bit technical. So, but this one will be very useful for any instance or any country which we have the capacity for this one. And I think that would be very useful. Okay, so we have 5 minutes late. Yes, that's all from me. If you have any questions, please raise your hand or contact me directly after the session. Hand over the call to you. Sorry.
Right. So thank you very much, Zung and Nia. So, all right. In this session, what we can do, of course, like we have 5 minutes over time, but if there are any questions, we can probably take one question, given that it was a very big session that we had. Okay. If not, let me summarize what we covered today. So what we showed first of all was the different DHIS2 core applications which are there for analyzing data. The main thing what I wanted to highlight, the tools are there, and you all conduct training, but the thing is like connecting the tool to a particular use case, you need more support, right? So this is the area where you have to build capacity in the country. You have the DHIS2, but how are you going to apply to a particular scenario? So that capacity you need to build. And secondly, the next thing is like whenever the tools that we have in DHIS2 which comes out of the box is not sufficient, you can design different custom applications and connect DHIS2 with other solutions to get what you need. So the main point is like, because you are the ones who are very familiar with DHIS2 and enthusiasts of DHIS2 at country level. So you need to better, when you are engaging with partners, when you are advocating ministries, you always need to convince them, because you will see like a lot of proprietary solutions which are there to replace some of these elements. But what you can always, I mean, another approach that you can take is you have the DHIS2 and you can leverage on some of these custom applications to get what you need. Because ultimately what we are looking at is a more sustainable approach for a country, which the country is able to sustain over time, right? So this is what we have been trying to summarize and highlight in this 1.5 session, 1.5 hour session, right? So if you have any clarifications, questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We are here today and tomorrow as well. If there are no more questions, I think we can wind up for the day. Thank you very much for joining. So see you all tomorrow at 9 a.m. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Who's recording? Me? Yeah.
You want me?
Do I have? Sorry. Yeah. Okay. I will stop recording.
Yeah, just stop.